Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got a video for you today on a pretty cool little system that I just made for Jason. And Jason asked me if I could build him this is a very modular sheath piggyback setup for an ESEE 5 with an ESEE Izula on it. His ESEEs both have factory scales, so that's how I set mine up here. I do have the knife connection scales for both of these knives in case you are interested in a sheath and you've got the TKC scales. I can do those as well. So all right, what you're looking at here is a pretty compact, I'd say this is about as slim as it can get for what he's asked for. You have a piggyback, but this isn't just a regular fixed piggyback. This is a breakaway piggyback, and the breakaway means that this smaller knife can be quickly separated from the bigger system and carried on its own. He asked me to set up the Izula with an Ulti-clip and that's this clip right here, Ulti-clip. This is the 3 Plus model. They have, I think, 5 or 6 different models, something like that. But this is the Ulti-clip 3 Plus. He asked me to set this up for right front pocket carry. So as you see it right here, it can go into my right front pocket. How you want to wear it is you open that spring up like so. I'm just going to take my pocket knife out. And you insert this into your pocket. You make sure that little J-hook looking thing goes over the fabric, and then just kind of, move it to where you want it in your pocket. I personally like mine a little bit farther forward so that my fingers, sorry, the camera's not angled. I like having it a little bit farther forward so that my fingers can get in to the pocket back here. If it's all the way back there, it's kind of difficult. Let's put it a little bit forward, and then just latch that shut. That is in there nice and strong. You can see that's gripping the fabric of my pocket, and in fact it grips it so much that you can even just grip the ring and deploy the knife like so. There's enough resistance on the top of the pocket that you can fully click the knife back into the sheath, and then when you want to take it off, you just pop that open and take it out of your pocket. So you can see that it is riding on a little plate here. This plate is actually drilled out to be able to wear or to be able to angle the Ulti-clip in a bunch of different directions. And this is the very first of its kind for this style of adapter. I have done some Ulti-clip breakaway adapters before, but what I did was I molded directly over the Ulti-clip. The flaw in that design is that it locks you into having to have the Ulti-clip exactly positioned where that molding will allow it to go into the sheath or into the sleeve, the breakaway adapter. Whereas this design here, you can see it is actually carved out on both sides, so you could switch this whole apparatus over to the other side of the sheath, make this ambidextrous, and that plate is actually not coming in contact with the holder, with this breakaway adapter. So essentially, no matter what angle you have that Ulti-clip seated at, it doesn't matter. It's not going to impact how this functions, how it interacts with this adapter piece. So that's pretty cool. Everything on this sheath is ambidextrous. You can flip it all over to the other side and convert this to a left-handed setup. And yeah, so that's really cool. So I'm really happy about how this came out with the breakaway adapter. I couldn't ask that to come out any better. And then on the back here, we also have another modular carry option. This is called the Breakaway Dangler. So the Breakaway Dangler was something that a customer of mine named DJ, and actually I'm doing another project for him really soon with another new idea that he created. But he came up with this idea, or just the overall idea of being able to leave the dangler attached to your belt and quickly kind of unplug it from the sheath. He had sent me his factory sheath for his Gerber strong arm and asked if I could work with that to develop the idea. So I created what I call the Breakaway Dangler system, which basically just allows you to unplug the dangler from the sheath like so. This one is really nice. The retention level on it is really good. It's very strong. It's not just going to let go of your sheath, but at the same time, it doesn't take a whole lot to just pop off. It just takes kind of an intentional tug in the right direction. Clicking it back in, just literally put this into the mouth of that receiver and push it all the way in until it stops moving. That's it. So I'm really happy with how this came out as well. Now, Jason had asked me if I could, originally, our first conversation, he asked if I could come up with a way to, or if I could make the Breakaway Dangler as well as a TechLock. And I told him that you cannot do that because if you have this plate takes up a lot of space. So if I were to put a TechLock on it, look how far down that TechLock would have to be. That's just, it's really not good. If you were to try to scout carry this, it would want to lean like that. If you were going to vertical carry it, I mean, that puts it's just not good, the positioning there. And there's no good way to overlap these, at the very least, without making the system extremely bulky. So you can see where the dilemma is there. So what I'm doing for him, he's been waiting for a little while for his order. I've been backed up a bit, as most of you know. And so what I'm going to do is I'm throwing in a Breakaway clasp, or what do I call it? The clasp dangler. So this is a separate dangler loop. He can switch that nylon dangler over to this D-ring and then mount this TechLock basically where this plate here is. He can just mount the TechLock up there, and you just put that clasp in there, close the gate, and boom, that is locked in place. And actually, I forgot to attach, hold on one second. I'm going to pause the video. I'll come back. I forgot to put something on that. If I can pause. Alright, so I forgot to put the hardware in at the end. That just helps to keep the dangler clasp a little bit more locked into place. It fills up a little more space, so it kind of just locks it all up. There we go. So now it doesn't move around. Before you could hear it moving a little bit when I had that in there. Alright, so now if you look at that, I don't know how well this is showing up. I've got, those are OD green nylon finish washers, which I think just look really nice against the black multicam, and that's what this whole system is made of here. So I know the lighting in here isn't giving the greatest color. I apologize for that, but so yeah, that's the idea. So you can install this TechLock on there with the dangler on it and run that like so, and all you have to do obviously to convert this to a TechLock carry is to open that up and take that out. And so this will ostensibly, it'll have the belt loop on it, it'll just be hanging from your belt, and you're all good to go there. So that's what I'm throwing in there for him in case he would prefer that over this, just as a little bit of a perk, because I felt bad that the original conversation, that's kind of something he wanted, was that modularity with the TechLock, and this setup wasn't going to be able to do it. He said go ahead and just do this, but I'm going to throw that in there for him too. So I guess the only other thing to really show you for features on this would be the belt loop here, and I've got rugged pull the dot snaps on there, one-way fasteners, so you'd be able to obviously take the loop on and off your belt quite easily as well, so you don't have to open up your belt and thread it through the dangler to make it work with this. I do put logo plates onto the sides of my nylon danglers most of the time. If you ask me to, I will do it. If you ask me not to, I won't, obviously. But one of the benefits, actually there are two major benefits to these plates being on there. Aside from the aesthetic, you know, whether or not you like it, obviously it adds something to the look of it. But the first thing is that these actually stiffen up the dangler, so it makes your belt kind of get pinched in there, and it's less likely to travel horizontally around your belt because of that pinching. So more friction. That's a nice feature, I think. I like it like that. One other thing this does is it's got 1.5 inch spacing on those eyelets. That means that if you so chose, you could take your TechLock, if I can open it, you can take your TechLock, you can line it up on those holes, put hardware through it, and then all of a sudden, check this out, you can carry on a TechLock from the dangler. I personally really like this, the TechLock Dangler concept. It's a really cool way to, you can do this with a drop loop as well. Personally, my reasoning for it is because it can get the system a little bit lower on your body, but still have the very quick ability to take it on and off. Obviously with the snaps on here, that's not so much of a concern, but if you're getting a leather dangler, I use leather that's too thick to have those snaps on it. So so this would be the next best option in terms of a way to quickly get that on and off the belt. All right, so that's all the actual functional features on this. As far as the fit goes with the knives, you've got a really nice ballistic one-handed draw with that ESEE 5 and really nice click in. No rattle on that guy. On the Izula, you also have a really nice smooth draw. It's not quite ballistic, and I think that's pretty much because of the angle. If you're drawing it off of the from the piggyback position, it's tough to get a really clear, clean draw with that because of, you know, keeping it low profile. And obviously, I could kick it out, you know, farther away from the main sheath, but that's just typically not a good idea. You just don't want things to be unnecessarily bulky. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's easy to draw. And then when you do have it removed and you've got it broken away, so to speak, it is a ballistic draw. No rattle, no play. Stuff's not going to fall out on you. It's a really nice little sheath. And obviously that front pocket carry, I really like that. You also can adjust the ride height, just so you know. If you want to keep it in line with the handle more or less, or in line with the blade is where I've got it technically, you can actually kick this straight up another inch or so. So you can have this basically fully concealed in the pocket. That's going to make it hard to get at, obviously, because the clip will kind of be in the way of the handle. So, you know, use your judgment, set it up how you like it, but you do have a lot of options with that Ulti-Clip. So, okay guys, I'm sorry for rambling so long. That's all I've got to show you on this sheath. I hope you like it. Definitely let me know what you think of it down below. So if you like these knives, if you like this sheath, hit that like button. Tell me what you think of ESEE knives. Tell me what you think of the ESEE 5. It's kind of in that middle, you know. The ESEE 4 is kind of on the smaller side. I'd say it's an EDC size knife. The ESEE 6 is definitely a good camp woods survival kind of all-purpose knife. And this guy is right in the middle with an even wider blade stock than the ESEE 6. No choil, so yeah, it's got a different feel to it altogether. But let me know what you guys think of the ESEE 5. I feel like it doesn't get as much attention as some of the other ones in the ESEE series. And then the Izula, I'd love your opinions. You guys know me, the Izula is one of my all-time favorite knives. I absolutely love it. So, alright guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thanks for sticking around for my rambling, and tune in for the next one. God bless.